Tuesday evening, putting a coat of paint on.
Lovely.
Hopefully we won't run out.
Hey, love you.
See, the painting is done. And you know what? It's never gonna look better than standing here in the dark, looking at the paint job.
Wow, look at that paint job. It's
See
painted.
the paint job?
Yeah, I see it.
So, came down on Tuesday after work, started about 5:30. My son-in-law showed up about 6. Got the boat painted just in time for dark. Time well spent. Here's a splice that was in the masthead. Just pulled it through from there. Real professional job. So, new wires. There's the picture of the chase behind the track. The track is slid a little bit out of the way. Go down to the lower piece of track has been removed, so we just see the top piece. There's still a lot of work to do down here, but it's got to start. Happy Sunday morning. So progress yesterday was pulling new wires in from the top of the mast, basically to the place where the conduit changes, which is near the bottom, near where the mast goes through the deck. Bernie did connections for the VHF radio and connected the power for the light. This is going to get tucked away better with some wire ties. You can see the new rigging in place. Shiny new backstay, upper stays. The forestay is inside the furler, so you really can't see it very well. Can't see it at all, actually. New radar reflector attached to the midstay. It doesn't go all the way to the top, so it'll be inside the other stays, but away from the mast. The old one fell apart when it was being removed from the stay. It was quite old. Here's the point where the wires go back inside. They're in the track all the way up to the head of the mast. They go back inside the mast here. Electrical wires come out here. This is just below the deck, so this is inside the cabin and the ceiling. And then 2 of the wires will come out here, the VHF antenna and the wind meter. That will go through that hole in the shoe where the mast step is. I'm learning how to tap.
Oh, it's easy.
Thank you, Bernie.
You're welcome. Okay, once you've got the same threads, then you can go again. So just don't wiggle it. That's the key.
Okay, it feels like it's getting pretty tight.
Too tight, then back it off gently. Sometimes as you back it off, you got to go back and forth a few times. Use a piece of paper towel if you want to wipe it at the very top instead of taking it out all the way. Just get some of that. So you got it. Go back in with it.
Don't go back in?
Yeah. That's why you keep your mouth closed while doing it.
I felt it hit my lip right there.
Yeah, it's there. You got it. Sometimes you can just back it off a half a turn and wipe it and go again. That way you don't take it out all the way, you don't stand a chance of cross-threading.
Right. Aluminum's a lot easier than steel, you're saying?
Much easier.
Cool.
You're in. It looks like you're done.
I was wondering if I was through. Yeah.
When it feels easy like that,
Yeah.
do a few more, a couple more turns. Back it out all the way.
Because now it's getting really easy.
Yeah. And what we're going to do next is we'll wipe it down, give it a drop of oil, and go in through the same one again.
Oh yeah?
That's called chasing the threads and gets the last of the shavings out. Some people don't do that, but I find it saves issues.
So it started raining. I'm doing a hardware store run. Couldn't find particular size screws we need for one thing. I need like one screw. There was a hole that pre-existed in the mast, or already existed in the mast, and it turns out the threads are no good inside it. We tried to retap it, but it's not that good, so we want to drill just a slightly bit bigger. So instead of using a number 10 screw, we're going to use a number 12 screw. Whereas the Boatyard's hardware store is full of number 10s stuff and all kinds of varieties, and 14 and half-inch. They didn't have hardly any options for number 12. They didn't have any round heads at all in number 12. So thus the hardware store run. And hopefully this little rainstorm will be done by the time I get back. So the radio antenna is going to connect to this bracket. It's going to go out in that direction. That is the connector. It's going to wrap around like that. The wire goes down and out the bottom of the mast. Right now we're also bringing it back up here, and Bernie's doing the other connection. So it goes out the bottom of the mast, and he just brought it back up here to work on it. Convenient spot. This is the deck light and the steaming light. They're now in place, and the wiring goes through and comes out over here and goes down this track, behind the track. We haven't put the track back in yet. There's the radio antenna wire, that's the white one, and the wind sensor wire, that's the black one. This will go out through the hole in the shoe in the bilge of the boat. And that's a new anchor light that knows when it's daytime, so it turns itself off. Lou graciously consented to come back and do a second coat on the bottom. Hi, Lou. It's looking more blue, more solid blue. Yeah, 2 coats definitely a good idea. I'm putting the spreaders on. I borrowed these sawhorses that were just hanging around, so I don't worry about the mast flopping over on me. And I'm almost done, and the tricky part is going to be getting the rigging in the right place. That should take a while. So this was my first time doing one of these. I believe I followed the rigger's instructions. Anyway, it slides, which is good, because I know that when these spreaders have to stay pretty much at the angle they're at, and these have to be tightened up. The shrouds have to be tightened up. Let me show you how good I am at this. This is the side shroud, right? Actually, no, I tightened the back stay. We'll be doing that again. That's the one I want, the one on the side of the mast. Follow, 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 follow. I should get it right this time. Well, there's the mast with the spreaders on and the rigging on. I hope I did it right. tomorrow is the launch.
So outside of the work on the boat today, we had a first for me, is that someone came up to me and said that they recognized me from YouTube. Now, I thought that all my viewers were people that I knew, that I basically coerced into watching. And I actually talked to a young gentleman. He bought a boat last year. I don't know if it was his first or not. We only had a moment to talk. But young man, tall guy. I remember his name, but he didn't give me permission to say his name. So if you're watching, leave a comment. And he has a boat, and he hasn't named the boat yet, so I can't even tell you anything about the boat or anything. But anyway, it's my first encounter with a viewer that isn't somebody I already know, and that was very nice. I didn't think that was going to happen anytime soon, and I gotta say it was rather heartwarming. Thank you.